You can't park here without a real disability.
I have a plate. It's on my wheelchair.
Those are easy to fake. Stand up and prove
I
it.
lost both my legs. That's inappropriate.
So now you're refusing to cooperate with police? I'm a federal agent. Verify my credentials. I'm done with your lies.
Officer Thompson had no idea what he just walked into. In the next 12 minutes, he would assault a federal agent. He would get caught on 4 different cameras. He would lose his badge, his pension, and his freedom. The man in the wheelchair wasn't some random guy looking for sympathy. Marcus Reynolds was a 15-year FBI special agent. He lost both legs defusing a bomb that would have killed 32 people. He had a Medal of Bravery. He trained bomb squads across 6 states, and the cameras were recording everything. Before I continue, let me ask you something. Have you ever been treated badly by someone in power? Drop your answer in the comments. But Officer Thompson had no idea who he was dealing with. Marcus Reynolds was 38 years old. He was a senior FBI special agent. He worked in the counterterrorism division at the Denver field office. Reynolds had been with the FBI for 15 years. He was an expert in bomb disposal. He knew how to take apart explosives that could kill hundreds of people. In 2019, Reynolds lost both legs. He was defusing a bomb at a terrorist safe house in Phoenix. The bomb was set to blow when the door opened. If it had gone off, 32 people in the apartment building would have died. Reynolds saved them all, but the bomb took his legs below the knees. For that, he received the FBI Medal of Bravery. That's the highest honor an FBI field agent can get. He also testified before Congress about terrorism threats. He trained over 200 bomb disposal experts across 6 states. After losing his legs, Reynolds went through rehab in record time. He passed all the FBI fitness tests with prosthetic legs. He went back to active duty in just 18 months. His wheelchair wasn't a weakness. It was equipment he used during surveillance work. On this Tuesday morning in September 2023, Reynolds was coordinating a federal investigation. He was just trying to grab his morning coffee. Now here's what happened next. Officer Derek Thompson had a reputation in downtown Denver, and it wasn't good. Thompson was 29 years old. He'd been a patrol officer with Denver police for 4 years. Before that, he worked mall security. In 4 years, Thompson got 17 complaints. Every single one involved excessive force, profiling, or being unprofessional during routine stops. Let me tell you about 3 of them. In March 2022, Thompson pulled over a Hispanic business owner. The man was loading equipment into his van at his own business. Thompson said he looked suspicious. When the man questioned why he was being stopped, Thompson got angry. He wrote 3 tickets. All 3 were thrown out by a judge. In July 2022, Thompson confronted black teenagers skateboarding in a public park. He demanded their IDs. He threatened to arrest them for loitering in the middle of the day. His supervisor had to come calm things down. In January 2023, Thompson was in this same coffee shop area. He accused an elderly woman with an oxygen tank of parking illegally. She showed him her disabled placard. He refused to accept it. He said it looked fake. The coffee shop owner had to step in before Thompson arrested her. The coffee shop staff had a nickname for him. They called him Badge Bully. He drove through the area looking for small violations. He wrote more parking tickets than any other officer in his unit. Thompson's own department knew he was a problem. He'd been counseled twice about community issues. After the elderly woman incident, they put him on probation. They told him directly to be careful with disabled parking enforcement. But Thompson's ego was too big. He saw what he thought was an easy target, a young guy in a wheelchair with a laptop. Type justice if you think what's coming next was deserved. It was Tuesday, September 12, 2023. The time was 9:47 in the morning, peak morning rush. The location was Brew and Bites Coffee House. It sat on the corner of 16th and Larimer Street in downtown Denver. This was an upscale area, financial district, lots of people walking around. The coffee shop had outdoor seating with 8 small tables. It was a beautiful early fall morning, 68 degrees, clear skies. Downtown Denver was busy with business people and tourists. Inside the coffee shop, soft jazz played. The smell of fresh coffee and pastries filled the air. The barista Emily Chen was working the counter. Her manager James Rodriguez was in the back doing inventory. About 12 customers were inside. 6 people sat at the outdoor tables. 2 moms with strollers. 1 businessman on a phone call. An elderly couple sharing a muffin. Marcus Reynolds sat at the corner outdoor table. His wheelchair was parked with a clear disabled veteran plate on the back. His FBI laptop was open. He was using a secure wireless connection. He was coordinating a surveillance operation 3 blocks away. 2 agents were watching a suspect's apartment. Reynolds was monitoring their communications. At 9:47, Officer Thompson's patrol car pulled up to the curb, 15 feet away. There was no call on his radio, no dispatch assignment. He was just driving around looking for violations. Thompson got out. He walked straight to Reynolds' table. He stood over him. His arms were crossed. He didn't introduce himself. He just said it. Sir, you can't park in the disabled spot without a real reason. If stories like this matter to you, hit subscribe. That's when everything changed. Reynolds looked up. He was confused. He pointed to the plate on his wheelchair. Thompson squinted at it. His voice dripped with doubt. Those are easy to fake. I've seen it 100 times. Reynolds stayed professional. Officer, I'm a double amputee. I lost both legs. Thompson scoffed. Right, and I'm supposed to just believe that? Pull up your pants and show me. Reynolds refused. Officer, that's not appropriate. I have a right to dignity. Thompson's voice got louder. Oh, so now you're refusing to cooperate with a police officer. You know that's obstruction? Reynolds reached into his jacket for his FBI credentials. Thompson's hand shot to his gun. Hands where I can see them. Do not reach for anything. Reynolds froze. His hands went up. Officer, I'm reaching for my federal identification. I'm an FBI agent. Thompson let him take out the credentials slowly. Reynolds held them out. Thompson snatched them. He looked at them for maybe 2 seconds. Then he threw them on the table. Fake badges. Anyone can print these online. The businessman at the next table stood up. His phone was recording. Officer, this is wrong. The man clearly has a disabled plate. Thompson whirled around. He pointed at the businessman. Put that phone away or I'll arrest you for interference. Emily Chen rushed outside with her manager, James Rodriguez. They both looked worried. Thompson pointed at them. Ma'am, get back inside. This is official police business. Reynolds tried one more time. His voice was steady. Officer, I am a federal agent. Those credentials are real. You need to verify them through dispatch. Right now, you're making a serious mistake. Thompson's face turned red. I'm done with your lies. He grabbed both handles of Reynolds' wheelchair. He yanked backward hard. Then he tilted the wheelchair forward with force. Reynolds fell face first onto the concrete sidewalk. His laptop crashed to the ground. His prosthetic legs became visible. His pants rode up. You could see them clearly. The witnesses gasped. Emily Chen screamed, "Stop!" But Thompson wasn't done. Wait until you hear what he did next. Reynolds was on the ground. His face was scraped. Coffee spilled across the sidewalk. His laptop screen was cracked. His prosthetic legs were visible now. Anyone could see them. Thompson saw the prosthetics. His face turned pale, but his pride wouldn't let him back down. You're under arrest for obstruction and disorderly conduct, Thompson said. He kneeled on Reynolds' back. He pulled out handcuffs. He wrenched Reynolds' arms behind him while Reynolds was face down on concrete. Reynolds' voice was strained, but controlled. Officer Derek Thompson, badge number should be on your uniform. You are assaulting a federal agent right now. You need to stop and contact your supervisor. The witnesses exploded. The businessman ran over. His phone was still recording. Officer, stop. This is assault. I'm an attorney, and I'm watching you commit a felony. His name was David Chen. He was a corporate lawyer. The mother with the stroller stepped forward. He showed you his legs. What more do you want? Someone call 911. Her name was Sarah Martinez. She was a pediatric nurse. An elderly man approached slowly. His hands were visible. Son, I'm retired Denver police. You need to uncuff this man right now and call your watch commander. This is going to end your career. His name was Robert Jefferson. He'd been a police captain. Thompson ignored all of them. He tried to haul Reynolds up by the handcuffs. He tried to make him stand. Reynolds physically couldn't. He kept collapsing. Thompson got more aggressive each time. James Rodriguez was on the phone with 911. He was giving them a play-by-play. Emily Chen was on another phone. She was calling Denver Police main line. She was demanding a supervisor come to the scene immediately. 6 phones were recording from different angles. The coffee shop's outdoor security camera was capturing everything. Thompson's body camera was still on. He'd forgotten to turn it off. Reynolds' FBI laptop was cracked, but it was still working. It was still transmitting audio to his surveillance team. 3 blocks away, Special Agents Carla Mendez and James Park were monitoring Reynolds' feed. They heard the assault happening live. They immediately radioed FBI Denver field office. They requested immediate dispatch of agents. They asked for contact with Denver Police Command. Thompson dragged Reynolds toward his patrol car. Reynolds' prosthetic legs scraped on the concrete. The witnesses followed. David Chen was on the phone with his law firm's criminal defense team. When they reached the patrol car, Reynolds spoke one more time. Officer Thompson, my name is Marcus Reynolds, badge number FB8847 Denver. I am a 15-year special agent with the FBI. The device on my belt is FBI communications. It's transmitting to my team right now. They heard everything. The FBI knows you assaulted me. You need to stop and call your supervisor right now. Thompson paused at the car door. His face lost all color. He looked at Reynolds' belt. He saw the FBI radio unit clipped there. He saw the federal government property tag, but panic took over. Instead of backing down, Thompson shoved Reynolds into the back seat. He slammed the door. He got in the driver's seat. He pulled away from the scene. It was 9:53, 6 minutes from first contact to arrest. Thompson had just assaulted and kidnapped a federal agent. Back at the coffee shop, witnesses stood in shock. Emily and James were trying to collect Reynolds' belongings. David Chen was sending the video file to his law firm. Sarah Martinez was still on the phone with the 911 dispatcher. The time was 9:53. At FBI headquarters 4 miles away, phones were ringing. At Denver Police Command, phones were ringing. And what they were about to hear would turn Thompson's world upside down. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thompson arrived at Denver Police Central Station at 10:02. He pulled into the Sally Port. He opened the back door to get Reynolds out. 2 FBI agents were already there, waiting. Special Agents Mendez and Park had driven at emergency speed from the surveillance location. They stood with their arms crossed. Desk Sergeant Michael Patterson came out of the station. He was a veteran officer, 24 years on the force. He saw Thompson with Reynolds in handcuffs. He saw the FBI agents. His face went dark. "Thompson, what the hell did you do?" Thompson tried to sound confident. "I arrested this man for obstruction and fraud. He was faking disability for parking." Agent Mendez's voice was ice cold. "You arrested FBI Special Agent Marcus Reynolds. We heard the entire assault over his communication feed. Release him immediately." Thompson's voice cracked. He didn't identify himself properly. He refused to cooperate. Agent Park stepped forward. "We have audio of the entire thing. He identified himself multiple times. You threw him out of his wheelchair. You handcuffed a double amputee on the ground. You ignored 6 witnesses. Uncuff him now." Sergeant Patterson took Reynolds' credentials. He ran them through the federal database. They came back verified. FBI Special Agent, Counterterrorism Division, active status, Medal of Bravery recipient. Patterson pulled up Thompson's body camera footage on the station computer. He watched the entire interaction. His face got more horrified with each second. He pulled Thompson aside. "Get in my office, right now." He personally removed Reynolds' handcuffs. He gave him profuse apologies. He offered medical attention. The evidence destroyed Thompson's story completely. First claim, Thompson said Reynolds was parking illegally. Reality check. Reynolds was sitting at a coffee shop table. His wheelchair had a clear disabled veteran plate. No parking violation happened. Second claim, Thompson said Reynolds refused to identify himself. Reality check. Body camera showed Reynolds tried to show credentials multiple times. Thompson refused to look at them properly. Third claim, Thompson said Reynolds became aggressive and threatening. Reality check. The footage showed Reynolds sitting calmly, speaking professionally. He never raised his voice until being assaulted. At 10:18, FBI Denver Field Office Special Agent in Charge Patricia Wolf arrived. She brought 2 agents from professional responsibility. She demanded all evidence be secured immediately. She informed Patterson that the FBI was taking jurisdiction over the assault of a federal officer. At 10:25, Denver Police Internal Affairs Lieutenant Rebecca Torres arrived. She immediately placed Thompson on administrative leave. She took his gun, his badge, and his credentials. Witness statements kept flooding in. David Chen's law firm sent video with a sworn statement. Sarah Martinez and 4 other witnesses arrived giving statements. The coffee shop provided security footage. Paramedics were called for Reynolds. He was checked out. He had scrapes on his face and hands from the concrete fall, bruising on his wrist from the handcuffs. His prosthetic sockets needed adjustment from being dragged. His FBI laptop was destroyed. $4,200 of government equipment. Thompson was interviewed in Sergeant Patterson's office. His union rep was called. Thompson was given a chance to explain. He stuck to his story. He said Reynolds was suspicious. He refused to admit wrongdoing. By 11:30, the official decision came down. The FBI was filing federal charges: assault on a federal officer, violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act, taking away someone's rights while acting as police. Denver police made their decision too: immediate suspension without pay. Internal Affairs investigation opened. Case sent to the district attorney for possible state charges. Thompson was officially told, "Officer Thompson, you are suspended while we investigate. You will give us your badge and weapon. You are ordered to have no contact with Special Agent Reynolds or any witnesses." Reynolds gave a statement to the press outside the station. "I served this country for 15 years. I lost my legs protecting people from a bomb. Today, I was assaulted by someone sworn to protect and serve, simply because I'm disabled. This isn't about me. It's about how we treat vulnerable people in our society." At 11:45, Thompson was walked out of the building. He walked past media cameras. He didn't comment. His face was blank. 2 hours after the initial contact, his career was over. If you think this is the kind of accountability we need, hit subscribe because we keep covering these stories. But the consequences were just beginning. David Chen's video had already been uploaded to social media, and the internet was about to explode. By 12:15, David Chen uploaded the full video to Twitter. His caption read, "Denver cop dumps disabled FBI agent from wheelchair, arrests him for being disabled. This is America." In the first 10 minutes, it got 847 views. By 1:30, it hit 127,000 views. Local news stations picked it up. KDVR Fox 31 ran the story on their noon broadcast. By 3, it exploded. 2.4 million views. It was trending #1 in Denver, #3 nationally on Twitter. Reddit had a mega thread with 8,700 comments. TikTok versions were spreading fast. By 6 bars, National Evening News covered it. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News all ran the story. The headline read, "Cop assaults disabled FBI agent." By midnight, 18 million views across all platforms. International coverage in the UK, Canada, and Australia. Here's the breakdown. Twitter had 18.3 million views, 847,000 retweets, 2.1 million likes. TikTok had multiple versions with a combined 23 million views. Reddit posts got 62,000 upvotes on one thread alone. YouTube news videos hit 8 million combined views. Instagram justice accounts got 15 million impressions. The comments were brutal. One disabled veteran wrote, "I lost my leg in Afghanistan. This is exactly the treatment we fear every day. Officer Thompson is a disgrace." A civil rights attorney commented, "This is textbook ADA violation plus assault on federal officer. Thompson is going to prison." A retired cop wrote, "Retired police officer here. Thompson violated every rule we're taught. This is wrong. Fire him and charge him." A Denver resident said, "I've seen this cop before. He harassed my grandmother in a wheelchair last year. He's been doing this." Every Denver news station ran the story hourly. Reporters dug into Thompson's complaint history. National news covered it all evening. The Washington Post, New York Times, and USA Today all ran stories. Denver police issued a statement. "We are aware of the incident with Officer Thompson. He has been placed on leave. We are cooperating with the FBI investigation." The FBI statement came from Special Agent in Charge Wolf. Special Agent Reynolds represents the courage of the FBI. The assault against him is under investigation. Appropriate action will be taken. The Denver mayor responded, "This behavior does not represent our police or our city. We are committed to accountability and justice." Thompson hired a lawyer. His attorney released a statement. Officer Thompson acted according to his training. He will be cleared. But the internet found his social media, multiple posts making fun of disabled people, posts mocking protesters, thin blue line posts everywhere. His wife posted a defensive Facebook message. She deleted it an hour later after backlash. On Friday, September 15th, Thompson did something that sealed his fate. He showed up at the coffee shop, while still under investigation, while specifically ordered to stay away, with a camera crew he'd hired to tell his side. What happened next shocked everyone. Share this if you think others should see this story. Thompson arrived at Brew and Bites at 10 WAM on Friday morning. He brought a local conservative podcast host. He wanted to explain what really happened. He tried to go inside. James Rodriguez saw him immediately. He invoked the trespass order Denver police had issued. He refused to let Thompson enter. Thompson argued on camera. For 12 minutes, Thompson argued with Rodriguez. He claimed he was being silenced. The podcast host encouraged the fight. Emily Chen called Denver police. 2 patrol officers arrived. They were Thompson's former co-workers. They looked uncomfortable. They formally banned Thompson from the entire block. They walked him away. They filed an incident report with Internal Affairs. This sealed Thompson's fate. On September 18th, Denver police chief announced his firing. Officer Thompson has been fired effective immediately. His actions broke department policy, state law, and federal law. He violated a direct order by returning to the scene. We have zero tolerance for this. The FBI sent the case to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Colorado. In October 2023, a federal grand jury charged Thompson with 3 crimes. Count 1, assault on a federal officer, up to 8 years in prison. Count 2, taking away someone's rights while acting as police, up to 10 years. Count 3, violating the Americans with Disabilities Act. During discovery, they found Thompson's pattern. Internal Affairs files showed 17 previous complaints, text messages with other officers making fun of disabled parking enforcement, social media posts mocking disability rights activists, evidence that he'd written 3 times more disabled parking tickets than any other officer. He was targeting disabled people. In November 2023, Reynolds sued Thompson and Denver police. The lawsuit claimed federal civil rights violations, assault and battery, emotional distress, violation of the ADA, and more. The damages totaled $8.9 million. Here's how it broke down. $500,000 for medical expenses, prosthetic damage, therapy, and treatment. $1.4 million for lost wages and career impact. Reynolds had to be reassigned during recovery. $2 million for emotional distress and pain. $5 million in punitive damages. The criminal trial started in March 2024 at Federal Courthouse in Denver. Wait until you hear what the jury saw. The prosecution showed body camera footage, 6 witness videos, Reynolds' FBI communication recording, medical evidence, Thompson's social media, his complaint history. Thompson's defense claimed he feared for his safety. He said he didn't believe the credentials were real. He said he was following his training. The prosecution called key witnesses. Special Agents Mendez and Park testified. David Chen testified. Emily Chen testified. Sergeant Patterson testified. Retired Captain Robert Jefferson testified. The defense brought 3 former co-workers as character witnesses. They brought a use of force expert. The FBI expert destroyed him on cross-examination. The jury took 4 hours to decide. The verdict, guilty on all 3 federal counts. Sentencing happened in May 2024. Judge Catherine Morrison was in charge. The prosecution wanted 12 years in federal prison. The defense begged for mercy. Thompson's family was there. His lawyer said he'd learned his lesson. Reynolds gave a victim impact statement. He described the humiliation, the pain, the ongoing trauma, how disabled veterans are treated. He demanded accountability. Judge Morrison spoke directly to Thompson. Mr. Thompson, you were given a badge and public trust. You used that power to assault a disabled federal agent who sacrificed more for this country than most of us can imagine. You violated his civil rights. You showed a pattern of targeting vulnerable people. You showed no remorse. This sentence must reflect how serious your crimes were. The sentence, 12 years in federal prison, no parole, 3 years supervised release after, ordered to pay back everything. The civil case settled in June 2024. Denver City attorneys settled during trial. They paid the full $8.9 million to Reynolds. The settlement included the full amount. Denver police had to do new disability training. They changed policies on disabled parking enforcement. Thompson was banned from Colorado law enforcement forever. Type justice if you think he got what he deserved. In June 2024, Reynolds held a press conference. It was on the steps of the federal courthouse in Denver. The day after the settlement was announced, he sat in his wheelchair. FBI colleagues and disability rights advocates surrounded him. For 15 years, I served this country as an FBI agent, Reynolds said. I lost my legs defusing a bomb that would have killed 32 people. I thought I'd face the worst humanity had to offer. But being dumped from my wheelchair onto concrete by someone sworn to protect and serve, that cut deeper than any physical wound. I had nightmares for months. I questioned whether I could continue my career. My children asked why the police officer hurt their daddy. He paused. His voice stayed steady. Here's what people don't understand. I had resources. I had FBI lawyers. I had federal credentials. I had witnesses with cameras. I had the power to fight back. But what about the disabled person who doesn't? What about the person in a wheelchair who gets harassed and has no badge to show? No team of agents to back them up. No national news coverage. They just suffer in silence. That's the real tragedy. Reynolds looked directly at the cameras. If you're disabled, if you're vulnerable, if someone in authority targets you, you have rights. You deserve dignity. You deserve respect. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Document everything. Find witnesses. Speak up. He turned his attention to law enforcement. To the good officers out there, and there are many, this is your moment. Speak up against cops like Thompson. Stop protecting the bad ones. Your silence makes you part of the problem. Reynolds' voice got stronger. I want 3 things. First, every police officer in America needs disability training. Second, any use of force against a disabled person should get automatic federal review. Third, we need a culture shift where we stop giving authority the benefit of the doubt when they abuse vulnerable people. He thanked the witnesses who recorded what happened. He thanked David Chen, Sarah Martinez, Emily and James, and Captain Jefferson. You stood up when it mattered. I thank my FBI family, and I thank everyone who shared that video, who demanded justice, who refused to let this be ignored. His final words hit hard. I didn't lose my legs to be treated like this in my own country. No one should. Disability is not a crime. Being vulnerable is not a threat. Having a badge doesn't give you the right to assault people who can't fight back. We're better than this. We have to be. Marcus Reynolds went back to work at the FBI. He continues to serve his country. But this case showed something bigger. Studies show that between 1/3 and 1/2 of all people killed by police have a disability. Disabled people are 3 times more likely to face police violence than others. Over 1,200 cases between 2015 and 2020 involve police assaulting disabled people for not following orders they physically couldn't follow. Thompson wasn't alone. He was part of a pattern. His department knew about his 17 complaints. They counseled him. They put him on probation. But they let him keep his badge until he assaulted someone with enough power to fight back. But wait, there's more to this story. So let me ask you, do we really believe Derek Thompson was the only cop targeting disabled people? Or was he just the one who got caught on camera assaulting an FBI agent? Do we really think 17 complaints with 0 real consequences represents a working system? Or does it show us what police departments really care about? Do we really accept that in 2024, a decorated disabled veteran can be dumped from his wheelchair for existing in public? Because if we don't fix police training on disability, if we don't end legal protections for cops who violate the ADA, if we don't create automatic oversight when officers use force against disabled people, then we're just waiting for the next Derek Thompson, the next Marcus Reynolds, the next viral video that briefly outrages us before we move on. Comment below if you believe police officers who assault disabled people should face federal charges with no legal protections. If you think stories like this matter, hit that subscribe button. We're going to keep exposing these stories. We're going to keep demanding better. We're going to keep fighting for a world where Marcus Reynolds can sit at a coffee shop without fear, where disabled veterans get the dignity they earned, and where a badge doesn't give you the right to hurt people who can't defend themselves. This isn't just about one bad cop or one FBI agent. It's about all of us and what we're willing to accept. Derek Thompson is in prison, but the culture that created him is still out there. See you in the next one.